And I do have to
Did
go.
McCain's negativity play in your decision in the negative tone of campaign?
It troubled me. We have two wars. We have economic problems. We have health problems. We have education problems. We have infrastructure problems. We have problems around the world with our allies. And so those are the problems the American people wanted to hear about, not about Mr. Ayers, not about who's a Muslim and who's not a Muslim. Those kinds of images going out in Al Jazeera are killing us around the world. And we have got to say to the world, doesn't make any difference who you are or what you are. If you're an American, you're an American.
I'm afraid if he wins, the black will take over. It's not a Christian. This is a Christian nation. What is our country going to end up like?
When you've got a Negro running for president, you need a first stringer. He's definitely a second stringer.
He seems like a sheep or a wolf in sheep's clothing, to be honest with you. And I believe Palin, she's filled with the Holy Spirit, and I believe she's going to bring honesty and integrity to the White House.
He's related to a known terrorist, for one. He is friends with a terrorist of this country.
He must support terrorists. You know, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it must be a duck. And that, to me, is Obama.
Just the whole the Muslim thing and everything. I mean, yeah, everybody's still kind of, a lot of people have forgotten about 9/11, but I don't know. It's just kind of a little unnerving.
Obama and his wife, I'm concerned that they could be anti-white, that he might hide that.
I don't like the fact that he thinks us white people are trash, because we're not.
We have got to stop this kind of nonsense, pull ourselves together, and remember that our great strength is in our unity and in our diversity. And so that really was driving me. And to focus on people like Mr. Ayers, these trivial issues, for the purpose of suggesting that somehow Mr. Obama would have some kind of terrorist inclinations, I thought that was over the top. That was beyond just good political fighting back and forth. I think it went beyond. And then to sort of throw in this little Muslim connection. You know, he's a Muslim and, my gosh, he's a terrorist. And it was taking root. And we can't judge our people, and we can't hold our elections on that kind of basis. And so, yes, that kind of negativity troubled me, and the constant shifting of the argument. I was troubled a couple of weeks ago when, in the middle of the crisis, the campaign said, we're going to go negative, and they announced it. We're going to go negative and attack his character through Bill Ayers. And now, I guess, the message this week is we're going to call him a socialist. Mr. Obama is now a socialist.
In your radio address yesterday, you raised the S word, socialism, but you did it indirectly. So let me ask you for some straight talk. Do you think that Senator Obama is a socialist? Do you think that his plans are socialism?
I think his plans are redistribution of the wealth. He said it himself. We need to spread the wealth around. Now, that's one of the tenets of socialism, but it's more the liberal left, which he's always been on. He's always been in the left lane of American politics. That's why he voted 94 times against any tax cuts or for tax increases. That's why he voted for the Democratic resolution, a budget resolution, that would impose taxes on, raise taxes on some individual who makes $42,000 a year. That's why he has the most liberal voting record in the United States Senate.
But Senator, when we talk
is one of the tenets of socialism redistribution of the wealth? Not just socialism, a lot of other liberal and left-wing philosophies. Redistribution of the wealth? I don't believe in it. I believe in wealth creation by Joe the plumber.
But Senator, you voted for the $700 billion bailout that's being used partially to nationalize American banks. Isn't that socialism?
That is reacting to a crisis that's due to greed and excess in Washington.
Taxes are always a redistribution of money. Most of the taxes that are redistributed go back to those who pay them. In roads and airports and hospitals and schools. And taxes are necessary for the common good. And there's nothing wrong with examining what our tax structure is, or who should be paying more, who should be paying less. And for us to say that that makes you a socialist, I think is an unfortunate characterization that isn't accurate. And I don't want my taxes raised. I don't want anybody else's taxes raised. But I also want to see our infrastructure fixed. I don't want to have a $12 trillion national debt, and I don't want to see an annual deficit that's over $500 billion heading toward $1 trillion. So how do we deal with all of this?
Hey! Taylor and his friends lined the road leading to the rally to show their support for Barack Obama. Hey, women's rights! Their body, their
baby killer! Call it what you want, it's baby killer.
Taylor is from St. Clairsville and is shocked by the names he's been called by his own neighbors.
I've been called the N-word, I've been called a Muslim, I've been called a un-American. I'm worried with these people, the tension's getting thicker and thicker. With people like that, it's starting to scare me.
Worried about what? Be specific.
Be specific. I'm afraid some of these people might try to hurt Obama.
The divisive nature of this campaign has brought out into the open what's usually discussed behind closed doors in America. It's a reminder that hate and fear are still powerful forces in American society. Casey Kaufman, Al Jazeera, in Eastern Ohio.